Can people stop shaming Republicans who go hunting? Is that really hard to ask? It shouldn't take a conservative Republican like me to demand such, but here we are. What am I referring to exactly? Most recently, several prominent Republican politicians posted that they went hunting. A good example would be Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. He got a lot of flack for posting recently a very nice trophy buck in Texas, followed by a few days ago, him posting about a successful quail hunt. Here are some of the reactions he received. Crazy, right? Like Senator Ted Cruz, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem received a lot of flack for posting a video, "Less COVID, More Hunting," showing herself after 3 shots taking a successful hit at a pheasant. That went viral and, not surprisingly, attracted attention, both good and bad. I don't think she did anything wrong in that instance. She demonstrated that you can socially distance and go hunting. Now, does simply posting about hunting mean you don't care about COVID or take the coronavirus seriously? I'd argue that's patently false. You can simultaneously care about COVID, combating it, and also practice social distancing through recreational means like hunting. Hearing that hunting is a acceptable activity to do in these crazy times shouldn't be far-fetched. In fact, a coalition of outdoor organizations and conservationist groups came together to form the Responsible Recreation Pledge. In that pledge, they include hunting as one of many innumerable activities you can do to practice social distancing and stay safe. In the last few months, people have taken to the great outdoors to find a sense of calm, find a sense of serenity, and to escape the indoors because of the various different lockdowns, shutdowns, and policies that have been put into effect to curb the spread of coronavirus, some that are well-intentioned and other policies that are not well-intentioned. Hunting, like fishing, is an original social distance activity. When you partake in these activities, you are very far apart from people. You're usually hunting with people close and familiar to you, and you're in the pursuit of good memories. You're in the pursuit of wild game meat if you're looking to harvest something, or if you're fishing, you're looking to just spend time outdoors, catch a fish, catch and release. And is it weird to see that there is a resurgence in hunting as a result of the coronavirus? No. More and more people, especially many in legacy media, have started to recognize the contributions of hunters and how hunting is a socially distanced activity. For instance, Pew Trust recently noticed that there needs to be more hunters to help replenish conservation funding, because years ago there was a report by the Fish and Wildlife Service that showed that hunting participation was on the decline. This year, oddly enough, a newfound interest in the sport was witnessed. License sales have surged, more people have done field to fork programs, recruitment, retention, reactivation programs have been super helpful. So it's no surprise to see more people, including Republican lawmakers, going hunting. It should be celebrated that more people are going hunting, but when it comes to Republican lawmakers like Governor Kristi Noem or Senator Ted Cruz, why the backlash in them partaking in this activity that's perfectly within the confines of social distancing? Is it because people dislike hunting? Is it because they dislike their political prognostications, their political views? I'd wager, unfortunately, it's a dislike of both of those aspects. Certainly, Republican lawmakers get a target on their back when they try to post about these different activities, just because of backlash they think they may receive from political opponents and from animal rights activists. But it shouldn't matter what your politics are if you're posting safely, posting in the outdoors. Both Republicans and Democrats go hunting. And while historically we see people who identify as conservative and vote Republican go hunting, according to a National Wildlife Federation survey from 2012, people who primarily identify as Republican and conservative go hunting. Probably since that survey has been taken, the findings have likely changed, but people who espouse conservative views tend to go hunting. So it's not a surprise that you see Governor Noem and Senator Ted Cruz do this. Why Senator Cruz and why Governor Noem have been lambasted for doing that is preposterous. Some critics of theirs have gone on to say that what they're doing is largely tone deaf, they're out of touch, they're not taking the virus seriously. How is the behavior of Noem and Cruz tone deaf when you see Democrats who preach the virtues of lockdowns and business closures dining in lavish and lap of luxury with their donors and health experts in San Francisco, for instance? Or Democrat lawmakers who support lockdowns yet are found to be on vacation. I would rather see lawmakers, including Republicans, out in nature, practicing social distancing, and being a good example. A lot of us talk about the need for hunter recruitment, and if Republicans can post about the joys of hunting, their successes in the field, and bring new people into the fold, that should be celebrated. It shouldn't be admonished. We should applaud the efforts of Senator Ted Cruz and Kristi Noem for bringing in people into hunting and encouraging people to enjoy time in the field. Heck, if Democrats do this, and I know Senator Joe Manchin has, and he received flack for this type of stuff too, if a Democrat does it, they shouldn't receive any consternation or opposition. But the fact that Republicans constantly get lambasted for posting hunting pics, it's pretty unacceptable in my view. If there's any takeaway from this video, I want it to be this. Republicans, like Democrats, support and go hunting. Certainly there's a larger discussion in the public hunting sector versus private hunting sector debate. Some people think certain lawmakers are insufficiently pro-hunting, they're insufficiently pro-conservation, they may not be for the environment in their view, but all in all, you need members of both parties, including Republicans, to champion hunting access and hunting rights. 60% of conservation dollars comes from the contributions of hunters and anglers through license sales and excise taxes on goods they purchase, whether it be guns, ammunition, fishing tackle, bow archery, and the like. And if that source is not replenished, hunting suffers as a result. Hunting shouldn't be political. Sometimes it gets that way. But if we see people of one party hunting, they shouldn't be lambasted and admonished. I personally would love to see more Republican lawmakers post their fishing catches or hunting harvests. Why? Because they also equally care about these issues. I know this having interviewed many of them for my podcast, District of Conservation, and for townhall.com. And I believe almost in a personal vested interest that those perspectives should be broadcasted. That's why I started my podcast. That's why I focus on the conservation bent. But I focus on the greater overarching importance of hunting and fishing. But I also am kind of selfish where I want my political side to be showcased in a more accurate light. I want to extend my kudos to Senator Cruz and Kristi Noem, who I actually interviewed a few months ago, for having the willingness to take COVID seriously, but also to have some fun and showcase that you can socially distance and practice responsible recreation in the field. What did you think of this video? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback, and let me know which Republican lawmaker you'd love me to interview going forward. Thanks for watching. Happy hunting, everyone.